Okay, so for myself, organized under Goddess NYX, NYX, I believe, for Department of Justice because of the state of California problem with the Pacific Ocean and the country at the state of affair, business office affairs, and royal partnerships between the United Nations in New York City, the Department of State of California organizing for some reason, as I suppose a deterrence, they said originally, for the business affairs office in New York. But there was an argument with that. I said I needed a satellite office in New York. I said, or I need a full-time rep that I'm face-to-face contact with. In 1980, I told them this. I said, because I'm the only divine inspiration on the planet. I am the only one allowed to call herself a goddess, a god, an ancient god, anything along those lines. Because that's how serious this is. Now, the U.S Marshals Service runs witness protection under one of the Department of Justice Mickey Sticker Club relationships, let's just say. I saw today that it was number 3rd for some reason. I thought Department of Justice was higher. For some reason, Veteran Affairs, I can't remember the other one. There's something was number 1, then it was Veteran Affairs was number 2, and then Department of Justice wasn't until number 3. Didn't make any sense to me, but then again, we started the organization of Divine Inspiration, with whom we needed it, altruistic things, and then we discovered the seaweed children, seaweed, SEAWEED, an unpleasant sort. They come in an assortment of well, actually more of a myriad or a plethora of slimy substances that when you're trying to swim in the ocean or the bay, it gets really gross when the jellyfish and the seaweed of all assortments keep brushing up against you. That's kind of what we experienced in 1980 in like a really sour way. So then there were other things put in order. Here's the thing. In the order, Jason Peter Roemer, 1976. His father, Peter Otto Roemer, nobody gives a shit, and Susan Bailey are not under U.S. Marshal Witness Protection Program or Service whatsoever. In fact, they are a real threat to national security since the meeting with, I guess he goes by Jack Sparrow, I'm not quite sure. The guy who came, and then I was watching in extra special equipment, and he said for his protection, I would be walking out of the machine at some point, but then on other machine or his level of whatever, there would be a video of all of us for his protection, since I'm the number 1 authority on whether something really happened or not. So Peter and Sue were warned. They just didn't take the warning seriously about my pin being moved, which is kind of like, you don't want to say head injury because it's not. It's just a biologic and mechanic high science crime where they literally block the ability to remember if an incident happened, almost like it hinders your learning capacity and ability to perform as a human, almost like a computer virus, but in your ability to think and your thought process. So that's a serious problem, including their son. Like, they didn't get the fact, but it doesn't matter that they didn't get it. They were warned, and you will never be under a witness protection program ever anywhere in the world when you deny a service member, being the divine inspired myself and the gentleman, we'll call him Jack Sparrow, that came to deliver the message to protect me, Goddess NYX, being Nicole Cataruza, from Jason Peter Roemer, 1976, at some meeting, and then he had to go do other things, and apparently he was not successful in whatever it was that he needed to do to get rid of Jason Peter Roemer, Pete and Sue in a timely fashion in Anything Goes, because we can't have the firstborn son conceived on Christmas. We can't be late for Christmas, let's put it that way. And Christmas cannot be conceived wrong. But here we are. So Alexander James, we call him ROEMER because he's a fish roe of America. He's America's baby king. So he's under alias for his witness protection until his father Hitler, Nicholas Hitler, or I don't know, again, under witness protection. I don't know what banner he's flying as far as a birth certificate and name, but we'll go on. Niklaus Hitler was the last time that I saw him in 1998 when we were trying to have Benjamin the correct way. But that is Alexander James, his father, by extra special black passport as well. That's Black Passport Security, which is the top of the line. Jason Peter Roemer does not fall under witness protection, nor does he or his parents, sister. None of them are covered unless Niklaus says so. Benjamin is not informed. He knows nothing. I told him that I have secrets. I wanted to have a conversation with him. He wouldn't even give me a time of day. So thanks, Ben. This is going to make you look pretty fucking dumb. And Alexander was very interested, but because Benjamin shut me down and I didn't want to push, I'm like, well, this is going to come about in a most awkward way for you all, but here we are. Let's think about this. Right. Yeah, so I don't want Alexander James moved in any sense or fashion or capacity except to be given over custodially along with his other two brothers to get him away from Jason and his danger and threat to whatever, if that is what's on the divine inspired, and moved into Hitler's custody, as well as myself away from Tiafrio and anything Tiafrio family related. None of them are witness protection, U.S. Marshal Service grade, because they are all a whole nother set of threats to national security with their blasphemous mouth and the prostitution thing that Nora's into and the drugs and whatnot. I'm not part of that. Thank you. Cut that one off. I cover myself and my children. That's it. Other than that, King's pardon is only for us at this point in that context of arm's length. And then I do have whatever within the top of the U.S. Marshal Service. But I'm not doing political games with any of these things. And today, for date, is October 5th, 2020.